Dungeons and Dragons? Check. A bunch of friends that don't know each other? Check. Let's do this.
Click. Wait.
Sync.
Well, yeah, we're synced now. So welcome. Now. So this is one of the first. This is one of 5 sort of prequel episodes to the podcast, which I've decided to call Boisterous Fellows.
I thought it was Boisterous Noblemen.
I changed it.
All right.
I changed it. Today, these are just going to be sort of like character building, character introductions, sort of stuff. So if you don't really care, you could skip these first 5 or so episodes. It'll be pretty clearly marked on the title. But today is just Tal and I. We're here, and we're going to build him a character. So Tal, do you have anything? Do you have anything like in mind for your character?
Not really.
All right.
One question though: can I be a girl?
That's fine.
All right.
You can be whatever the flip you want. So since you don't really have anything in mind for your character, one way we can do it is we can have you roll stats first.
All right.
And we can do it one of 2 ways. We can have you select which rolls you want to go into which stats, or you can just roll and then have them go to those stats in order on your character sheet.
I'll let fate decide.
All right. So what I'm going to have you do is for each stat, I'm going to have you roll 4d6 and take the top 3 and add those together.
All right, 4d6. 2, 5, and that's 3 2s and a 5. I guess we got a 9 then.
All right. So what you're going to want to do is, so since we're doing this in order of stats, write that 9 in the little circle in the strength box, and just keep going.
15.
18?
15.
15, okay. So your dexterity is 15. Got it.
Okay. 9.
9?
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, I'm writing this down on my own copy of a character sheet as well.
Good idea.
So that I can keep track of it. Being the DM. Oh yeah, if it wasn't obvious, I'm the DM for this series. We're playing D&D on this series. I don't know if I said that.
It's a D&D podcast.
Yeah, it's D&D. It's not the Adventure Zone, though. I promise.
Totally not a ripoff.
Not. Well, it's not like it's not like they're the only Adventure Zone podcast or the only D&D podcast. Yeah. They're not the only D&D podcast that exists. D&D podcast / show.
13 intelligence.
13?
Yeah.
All right.
12 wisdom.
Okay. One more.
13 charisma.
Not bad. Okay.
Most of these are above 10.
What?
Never mind.
Okay, that's cool. So, the next thing we're going to figure out is something that I need the internet for.
Yes. The glorious land of the internet.
So I guess the next thing you're probably going to want to figure out is going to be your class and your race.
So what are my options?
I don't know. Okay, yeah. So let's start with race.
Okay.
The way I'm going to do this is, if you want to be, like, a race that doesn't exist, that's fine. Like, I'll just make up buffs for them and nerfs and stuff. I'll make up stuff for them. But if you want to just be one of the races that's already there, that's good. That's easier. But, like, if you wanted to be, like, I don't know, like a fairy girl, I don't know, you can do that.
Can I be like a bird person? Like an owl? Like Decidui?
Yeah, no, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, dude. I'll write Rito.
What?
Rito.
Rito?
That's a Zelda joke.
Oh, right. I don't play Zelda.
Which I don't understand. So, you want to be like a bird girl?
Yeah, why not?
Alright. I just realized that I wrote all of this so far on my original copy of the character sheet that I have, which isn't a big deal. The only difference is that it's in color. Doesn't really matter. But I'm going to erase it.
I think we'll just call that race, like, avian, I guess.
That might actually exist. I'll have to check.
It exists in Starbound.
It might. Well, okay. I'll look it up. For those of you listening, this podcast isn't going to be like 100% by the rules of 5e, because I'm the DM and some of the rules of 5e are kind of stupid. For one, I'm not going to like make them play with spell slots, just because it's kind of a pain in the butt. And it's more fun. Like, it's more fun to just, like, mess around with magic.
I cast magic missile.
So, hold on. Let me look up all the races and see if there is that. I don't know that there is. There might be. It's possible. But if not, I'll let you be it anyway. What'd you get?
A lot of dice.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of races.
Huh.
Oh, you know what? This is like a... Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's like a... I don't see avian. That might be somewhere else. This is like a list of fan-made races.
Oh.
So I don't see it anywhere. I'll just write avian in, and you can do the same.
Alright. Race, avian.
And I'll say that'll give you +2 to Dex, and cool. I guess +1 to Intelligence. Of course, that's on top of whatever mod you already get for that. Speaking of which, we need to figure that out next.
Alright. Where do I write that down?
So right now, I would just write +2 on the side next to Dex, on the saving throws box, and then +1 to Intelligence, for now. And then we'll put it in the proper space in a second. Alright, in the Strength box, you're going to want to write your modifier in that box, and your modifier is -1 for Strength. And this same goes for all the rest. I'll give you the numbers as we go down. +2 for Dex.
Hold on, I'm getting a little confused here. By box, you mean like on the far left, right?
On the far left, yes.
Right.
Alright. And then for Dex, it's +2.
Sorry, go over Strength again.
Strength is -1.
-1.
Dexterity is +2. Constitution is -1. Intelligence is +1, so is Wisdom, and so is Charisma.
Okay.
And then, in the saving throws, it's probably ideal to figure out which class you want to be now, before we go over the saving throws.
What are my options?
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah. List of classes. Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, more items. Let's see here.
Yeah. Make sure it's 5e for the 5th edition.
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad you're familiar with that.
How about Wizard?
Wizard, alright, I like it. So, in that class and level thing, right above that, just write Wizard 1.
Okay.
That's pretty self-explanatory. Level is just level.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess since we're here already, write 0 above experience points. A big fat 0.
Done.
Okay, so I guess for background, that's a little bit harder to deal with. I've never actually made a character with a background before. But backgrounds, they give you like bonuses, like proficiencies or whatever, or like extra money, stuff like that. And you can just choose not to have a background if you don't want to. Or you can like make one up and I'll figure out what you would have for that.
Let's see. Let's go with Sage.
Sage. Okay.
Why not?
So, that will do something for you, and I'll find it.
Actually,
it's not too late to change it. You can still change it if you want to.
Yeah, I'm looking at these.
Charlatan. I didn't see that until now.
Yeah, Sage.
Alright, so that entire, 2 or 3 minutes is gonna get cut out. Sage. He picked Sage. That's the one he picked. Alright, so that is going to give you skill proficiencies in Arcana and History. So go ahead and fill in the bubble in the skills box, right next to Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, Charisma. Fill in the bubbles next to Arcana and History, and we'll figure that out when we get that.
Done.
All right.
What's next?
So, I'm assuming you can see it here. You get 2 languages of your choice, in addition to common.
Right.
So I'm gonna say you're gonna get, not only are you gonna get common and, I guess, avian, whatever that would be.
Bird language.
I'm gonna call it squawking. I don't know, squawk.
Woo!
The language of squawk.
Woo!
That's SQUAWK. But you also can learn 2 other languages, of your choice.
Right.
Because of your background. So, examples of that might be Elvish or Goblin or something like that. Terran.
Let's see, what are the choices?
Lots.
Yeah. Alright, so I get to pick 2 of these.
You get 2. Some of them, are probably off limits. For example, any language that comes with, a class you can't do. What I think it's Thieves' Hand, it's called, something like that.
Alright, so I'm looking at, this page. I hope this is right.
That's the site I've been using. That works.
And I guess I'll just go
I think it would be standard languages.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't really say. I guess you could do that. You could do...
How about one of each?
One of each? That works. Well, I'm not entirely sure if you would be able to... I'll let you do it. I don't really care. If anybody gets on our case for it, I don't...
Then I'll pick Elvish, and from exotic, I'll pick, I guess, Sylvan?
Sylvan? Alright. Yeah, I'll let you do that. So, Sylvan is the fairy language, I believe. Something like that. Yeah. Alright, so we got that figured out. And now, you've got your equipment that you're gonna have. And I'm assuming you are on the same page? On the Sage page? Yeah, so you can just write that in your equipment slot. You get a bottle of black ink, a quill, a small knife, a letter from a dead colleague posing a question you have not yet been able to answer, a set of common clothes, and a belt pouch containing 10 gold pieces. If you're gonna be the kind of player who loots everything, which is fine, and I totally encourage, because my wizard takes everything she can. But she has a defunct red button in her inventory. I'm not even kidding. So if you're gonna be that kind of player, I recommend getting a separate piece of paper to keep track of your inventory, because it's gonna fill up quickly if you loot everything. I mean, this box will do for a little while, but once I hit level 6 or so, it's just I have no room on this box anymore. I have to get a separate piece of paper.
Huh.
Do you want to figure out what that question you couldn't answer was, or do you want to do that later?
Sure.
All right. So, first of all, I guess what was your job? Colleague from what?
I don't know.
Professional bird person.
Hello, I am bird person.
Don't remind me. Days in the past. So, do you suppose you might have been, working at, Bird University or something like that?
Yeah, probably.
Or maybe you're working a part-time job at McDonald's to pay off your... to go to attend Bird University? And your colleague is like, hey, you want fries with that? And you haven't been able to answer. You're just all these years, you still haven't decided if you wanted fries with that. So, would it be, the university professor kind of thing? Maybe you were the janitor. Associate janitor. Not even like the janitor, just the associate.
Yeah, I think Professor works.
Alright, I guess now's probably a good time to think of a name for your character. Just so we have a name for your character.
Right. So...
The way you can do it, I mean, you can use, like, a name generator, or you can just, like, use Google Translate and find something in Latin, or you can just throw syllables together. You can do it as many ways as you like.
So I think I am going to have my character be a girl, so I think...
The name is Girlbird.
Yes! No. I think I'm gonna go with Lynn.
Lynn.
Lin. Lynn.
Lynn. Any last name?
Hadn't thought that far.
Bird Girl. Bird Girl. Lynn Avian. Linda. Linda. Last name Duh. First name Lynn. Linda. Why did you leave me, Linda?
Lynn Talonflame.
Talonflame.
I know that's Pokemon.
That's a Pokemon. Talonflame. Okay, so I'm assuming you're going to be like sort of a pyromancer kind of deal?
Yeah, sure.
My wizard was also a pyromancer, so this makes it easy for me. Because I could just be like, you should learn the spells I learned. Alright, so now that we got that taken care of, we should, I guess, talk about your character's appearance.
Appearance, right.
Yeah.
So, she is a humanoid shape, but she's also like an owl, so she has a beak.
Yes.
And feathers all over.
Okay, I'm getting a bit of a vibe from this that I don't like.
What?
No, just keep going, it's all good. Keep going.
You think I'm a furry or some shit?
Keep going.
You'd be right, no.
You'd be right. Keep going.
Since she's a wizard, she's probably wearing a robe. I think it's going to be red and purple.
So, is it like a gradient sort of deal?
Yeah, I do like gradients.
Gradients are pretty cool. They're the coolest of the color things.
But I'm trying to think, like, I could make the color of her feathers anything.
You could. And I'd be down with it.
Yeah.
Make them ultraviolet. Only she can see them.
How about a dark purple?
Dark purple. Alright. Dark purple. Does she have, like, hair or anything?
Yeah, it's... I don't know how to describe... I guess I don't really have a good image of it in my head.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Think of it like Pokemon. Think of it like the hairstyles in Pokemon Sun and Moon. We'll base it off of that. If you can remember the names of them. You're looking up the Pokemon Sun and Moon hairstyles.
No, actually. Yeah, no. Yeah, what else other than the hair?
Other than the hair?
Green eyes.
Green eyes? Okay.
Yeah.
Are they, like, just human-ish? Or are they, like, what's the deal with those eyes, dude? What's the deal with your eyes, Lynn?
I have no idea.
They're probably, like, human-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
No, they're probably just, like, I mean, whatever. They'll be drawn however they're drawn.
What else?
Like, what's her height? Like, how tall is she? Or short?
Like, maybe the same height as me in real life, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe self-insert, maybe?
I mean, it's my character.
Yeah, I mean, you quite literally are them in the game.
So that would be like 5'10", 5'11".
5'10", 5'11"? Okay. I've had people just, like, roll to see their height. Like, and they rolled, like, a 4, and they're like, I'm short! I'm short foot short! Short foot short.
Short foot short.
Yep.
Inches.
Yeah. I'm short feet tall and short inches tall as well. On top of those feet. So you like add them together and you get short foot short.
You know what? I'm gonna fucking...
Whoa.
I'm gonna figure out this hair for you.
You're gonna figure out the hair. Alright, let's get this on lockdown. Let's get the hair all down, locked. Hey, lock down, because it's like a lock of hair. Yeah.
It's gonna take a minute. Hold on.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's fantastic. I'm made of plastic. The Barbie song, freaking, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I'm so fantastic. Frickin' what? Like the schoolyard, like, inappropriate version of it, where the next line is, my poop is plastic, or whatever.
What?
You never heard that? Whenever, like, kids, like, would sing that song at my elementary school, they would be like, I'm so fantastic, my poop is plastic, or whatever. It was the most funny thing that ever graced this earth.
Alright, so I'm thinking for the hair, it's feathers, but it looks like...
But it looks like not feathers.
Long hair that goes, like, back down and about to... It's like about as... it's long enough to go down to, I guess, the stomach.
The stomach?
Just barely.
Is she wearing, like, any accessories on her head?
I hadn't thought about that.
Or, like, jewelry, anything?
Not sure.
What color is the hair?
It's the same as the feathers.
Is there any, like, pattern on the feathers? Like, are there any, like, streaks of white or whatever?
Yeah, probably. This is fun.
This is fun, dude. This is fun. This is so fun. So much fun. This is fun. Look at this fun. It's a special fun.
Fun.
Look at this fun. This is a special fun.
I like to have fun.
I can't even
fun.
I can't even see through it. I like this fun. This is a big fun.
We're gonna be friends.
Special friends.
Okay, that's enough memes.
So, accessories.
Some sort of hair clip.
Ooh.
But I'm not sure, like,
Ooh,
what
a
the
hair clip
resembles.
Could it be a flower?
No,
or
not
a
flower.
heart?
Definitely not.
Is it a heart?
No.
Maybe it's a penis.
Yes, that's it. No.
Maybe it's like a feather.
No. Interesting.
Interesting.
A quill.
A quill. Ooh. Actually, that's kind of dark.
In her hair.
Actually, that's kind of dark. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
No, we'll just say it's one of her feathers.
I guess it makes sense that, like, birds would probably use their feathers that they've molted for, like, quills and whatnot. I guess it's not that dark.
Yeah.
So it would be a quill or one of her own feathers. Or I guess it could be both, but...
Yeah.
She, like, poked a little feather in her hair and she's like, I'm this now. This is me. This is so me. Like, this fits me perfectly.
I mean, she doesn't talk.
I'm gonna go get a Frappuccino at Starbucks. See you later, Brad. My boyfriend. Alright, so, I'm trying to think, is there anything else?
Yeah, she has a boyfriend named Brad.
Canonically. Are you actually, just so you don't, like, commit yourself to this. So no. Okay. I don't want you to, like, commit yourself to it and then hate it.
Single.
Have your character be, like, perverted in such a way. Have this perversion attached to your character. Not, like, perverted, but, like, skewed is a better way to put it. Perverted from your vision.
Right.
Make sure you're keeping track of this, by the way, like, so that you can introduce your character to everybody else.
I've got it all in my mind brain.
So that you can, like, introduce your character to everyone else playing. Alright, so she's got one of her own feathers poked in her little hair. It goes down to her stomach. That's really long. That's, like, really, really long hair. Is it like floofy?
Here's the thing. My hair in real life is longer than that. It actually touches my butt.
Is her hair, like, floofy, or is it, like, just straight? What is it?
I'd say straight.
Straight? Yeah. Is there, like, any sort of, like, curls at the bottom? Like, bell-bottom hair? Like... Nah, just straight. Straight to the point.
My hair is the thing I am most proud of.
Your hair, yeah, dude. My lack of getting a haircut in 10 years is...
Exactly.
I haven't had a haircut since I was 6.
Actually, I think it's only been 6 years.
I haven't had a haircut since I was 10.
13.
That's you. That's you.
Right.
That's a you thing. That's a you dealio there.
I thought we were talking about my character.
How old is your character?
I want to say, well, like, Are years different for birds?
We'll say it's just like about a human lifespan.
Alright. Then I'm gonna say, like...
Maybe a little longer.
30s or 40s, maybe?
30s? Alright.
Maybe 40s, I don't know.
How about like 200 years lifespan? I'll say that.
Yeah.
150 to 200.
She's
so like
magical.
30s. Yeah, she's a magical bird creature.
200-year lifespan, then 142.
142? That's near the end. She's like gonna die soon.
Alright, fine. 124.
That's maybe like, 50, 45 in human years, I'd say.
Yeah. Let's go with 124.
That makes sense. For like, if she's like gonna be like a professor, you'd probably be about like 45 if you're a professor in human world. Maybe 30 something. Alright, so 124 age. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we need to figure out?
I'm looking at the sheet. There's weight, eyes, skin, and hair on the like second page.
Oh, did you print out on the second page? I forgot that it had all the different pages. We're only gonna use the first page. But, I mean, you can use the second page if you want. It's just, like, other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's not necessary. It's cool, but, yeah. I think that's more or less it for description.
Yeah.
Alright. I guess we should figure out your alignment since we're already close to finishing up the top.
So what is alignment?
It's basically how they act, if that makes sense. So you got, like, chaotic evil or lawful good. Those are alignments. And surely you've seen that before. But basically, it determines how they act. So, like, lawful people tend to plan ahead a lot, versus chaotic people, they tend to act more in the moment. Lawfuls would, they follow, like, rules very strictly. And chaotics are, I guess, more likely to act in self-interest in the spur of the moment.
Let's go with neutral good.
Alright, so just write NG for alignment.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So that's all figured out. See that little bubble that says proficiency bonus?
Yes.
Put a +2 in there.
Okay.
What that means is that for every skill or saving throw you have bubbled, you get to add that proficiency bonus to it.
Cool.
So you're going to fill in the bubble for intelligence.
Okay.
And you can go ahead and fill in the number for intelligence now. It'll be +1, plus that other one, +2, so 4 for intelligence.
So +4.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's wisdom.
Okay.
Which means we can finally fill out all of these. So, your strength modifier will just be -1 in that saving throws box. Dexterity will be +4. Constitution will be -1. We already filled in intelligence. Wisdom will be +3.
Okay.
And charisma will be +1. Keep in mind, the skills and saving throws that you have bubbled in, those will go up as you level up, because of your proficiency bonus increasing.
Right.
That's not an immediate thing, but that is something to keep in mind. So next, your skills. You get to select 2 proficiencies between insight, investigation, medicine, and religion.
Alright, I'm gonna choose insight and investigation.
I figured.
Because I hate religion, no.
Yeah. You can see the little, like, dex, wisdom, like, next to each of those skills, right?
Right.
So, yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put in the number that's associated with that skill, and for those that you have marked with the bubble, you add your proficiency bonus.
We're on our way, folks.
So, next up, we're going to figure out your hit points and whatnot. So for hit dice, you see that box? It's like right toward the middle. So what you're going to do is you're going to write 1d6 in there.
Okay.
And each level, you're going to get another d6 in there.
Okay.
Alright, so hit points. Let's go to current hit points. So for your first level, your hit points are going to be 6 plus your constitution modifier.
Right.
So 5. 5 hit points. So you're going to write 5 in the maximum hit points, and then a bigger 5 for your current hit points. They'll be in the same box, though. For each level above first level, you will roll 1d6 plus your constitution mod. Speed is probably just going to be 30. I don't really care too much about that. It's usually 30.
Okay.
Sometimes it can be like 35, but it's usually 30. I don't see why it would be less. I think that's based on race too, so I'm gonna go with 30.
All right.
Ah. Shoot. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? No, I don't want to shop at Kohl's. No thanks. Alright, so, next up. In the bottom left corner, you'll see a box that says Other Proficiencies and Language. You already put language in there.
Right.
But for weapon proficiencies, you get proficiencies in using daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows. You don't get any armor or tool proficiencies.
Okay.
Alright, so since you are a wizard, I suppose I will link you this page for your equipment that you're going to get at first level.
Okay.
And it's sort of the same kind of dealio as your background. It's different stuff, though. So you can choose to have either a quarterstaff or a dagger, a component pouch, or an arcane focus. I'm not going to do components for spellcasting, so just pick an arcane focus.
All right.
Which is your wand. And it can be, your arcane focus can be like anything you want it to be. It can be like a stick for all I care. So if you want to do something silly with it and make it like, I don't know, a celery stalk or something stupid, you can do that. I'll let you do it. My wizard has a carrot for an arcane focus, so it's pretty silly.
And Scholar's Pack. Oh, and Spellbook too. Okay.
Alright, so you've determined all that. The next thing we're gonna do is spells. So, for spells, well, you can just like write these on the back of the paper if you want, but you're gonna get 3 cantrips, and I'll give you the list of spells there. But you can select 3 cantrips and 6 first level spells to learn. Keep in mind, the level of the spell is not tied to your level of your character.
Mm-hmm.
That's a separate thing. I mean, it's tied to it, but it's not the same. Like, as you level up, you'll get to cast higher level spells, but it doesn't match the level of your character.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna go through all these and see what they do.
You can, yeah.
So for cantrips, I have chosen Firebolt, Mage Hand, and Poison Spray.
Okay, so what you can do, I mean, you can do this however you like. You can write those down on a separate sheet of paper. You can write them down just on the back of your character sheet. Just write them down somewhere that you can keep track of.
What if I just bookmark the page for each of these?
Do what you want. So before we continue, in your attacks box, your attacks and spellcasting,
Right.
put your quarterstaff in there.
Okay.
And then for attack bonus, put +2, and then put 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Or you can just put 1d6b. That's what I've been able to figure out. For some reason, it's really hard to find the attack bonus for weapons online. So I had to look at my character sheet for my other character and be like, alright, what proficiencies are factoring into this? What modifiers are... Yeah. So that could be wrong, but for right now, it'll just be +2. Go on with figuring out your spells.
Right. I'm almost at the bottom of this list.
Alright. You don't have to read it. Like, if you want, you could just like, ooh, that one sounds cool. Like,
No,
ooh,
actually, I want to read what they actually do. And
that's good. That's great. That's fantastic. That's sarcastic. Ooh, here we go.
I'm trying to decide. I've decided on 5 of them, so for the 6th, I'm trying to decide between Magic Missile or Ray of Sickness. It's a tough choice.
You'll get the chance to learn other first level spells as you level up.
Alright, then I'll go with Ray of Sickness. And Find Familiar, Fog Cloud, Chromatic Orb, Alarm, and Charm Person.
Charm Person.
Of course, right?
Yeah. That's good. That's good. So make sure you have those, marked somewhere. So I guess the last thing we really have to do is, okay, so your initiative is +2.
Right.
And for those of you who are listening, who this is like your first introduction to D&D or whatever, if that's the case, initiative is just what you add to your D20 roll when you enter battle to decide the order.
Right.
So like, say, I roll a 15, and Tal here rolls a 12, that means that I go first.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Tal has an initiative of like +4, in which case Tao would have a 16, and we'll go first. Alright, so armor class. So can you remind me what you have in your inventory from the Sage background?
I have ink, quill, a knife, and common clothes. Also that letter.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that your armor class is 11. That's not anything official. I'm just gonna write 11.
Okay.
Because I'm the DM and what I say goes. And I don't feel like looking up any more stuff. Alright, so pretty much from here on out, it's more or less just, like, character choices. And not necessarily, like, statistics.
Right.
So, personality traits, those are pretty self-explanatory. Those are pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. I was thinking the strong silent type.
Oh god. I am bird person. The strong, silent type. That's your character, so I can't really tell if you're being serious with that or not.
I guess I'll just leave you to guess then.
Got it. So you're like the mysterious kind of... Alright, so ideals, those are just kind of like what they believe in. For example, my wizard's ideals are what goes around comes around. Essentially, do unto others as they do unto you. So they kind of more or less determine like how they act, and I'll let you figure that out for yourself. And it doesn't need to be anything strict. It's completely up to you now. Like, these 4 boxes are just kind of you. You make them up.
Right. So is that it?
Well, I want to hear what your ideals are.
Right.
I think the audience does too. Well, we'll do... after we're done filling out these 4 boxes, we'll probably talk about your backstory a little bit to the extent that you want to. Because obviously there's going to be stuff you're going to want to hold back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's going to be some sort of, like, well, the audience will find out about this later. And so will I.
So I was thinking for ideals, I won't attack animals. I have a strong love for animals.
Well, being a bird, I can see why.
Yeah. And also I use a familiar spell.
Okay, so for bonds, so those are just like the relationships you have. For example, you might have a brother who you are trying to save or something. Or you might have a mother who is dearly sick. Or you might have a father who neglected you or something. I don't know. Or you might have a best friend. You know, it's that's up to you. It's just like relationships that you have with important characters in this character's life.
I have a strong relationship with my familiar. No.
Just nondescript familiar. And then flaws are pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
Character flaws, like things that, like, you know, that are their weaknesses. For example, they might be overly brash, or they might be overly reserved. I mean, it can be whatever. So once you've got those figured out, I mean, you don't have to figure those out right now. You can figure those out, like, later. So you're gonna want to write somewhere, you're gonna want to write down spell attack bonus, +6, and spell DC, 14.
Spell attack bonus, +6. Where should I write that?
Wherever you want. There's no specific place for it.
I guess I'll put it in this big empty box, features and traits.
Yeah. I usually write it on, like, the top left corner of the back of the paper, but that's up to you.
Spell attack +6. What was the other thing?
Spell DC, 14, which is actually pretty good for first level. So your spell attack bonus, that's what you add when you roll a d20 to determine if it hits or not.
Right.
And that applies to all spell attacks. And then spell DC, that's your spell difficulty class. That's what the enemy has to roll against to do a saving throw.
Got it.
And that's what a DC is. Alright, so we're done, like, filling out the character sheet. Is there anything else, like, story-wise that you want to figure out or talk about that you've thought of?
I think we'll figure that out later. I haven't thought of anything.
As you worked at Bird College? Is that right?
Yeah.
Alright. Actually, so, now that I've really thought about it, I can think of a place where your character would be from.
Cool.
And
you like have an entire map made out for like the whole world, right?
not an entire map, no. I used like a terrain generator kind of thing, and I put some places there. But you are more than likely from the city of Loftstream.
All right, sounds cool.
So that's
Sounds like a great place to live.
Well, maybe it is, maybe it's not. And by the way, we're not using like any of like the basic like cities. Like Phandolin's not going to be here, buddy, and audience.
All right, yeah.
Phandalin will be absent. It's all going to be homemade, homebrew. All right, so I guess that pretty much wraps up this episode, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it.
Yes.
All of these episodes for character introductions will probably go up, like, on the same day.
Hopefully.
Maybe a span of 2 or so days. And they'll be something that you don't have to listen to. But if they're interesting, we got a couple more interesting ones coming up, because I think the next 2 people actually have characters planned out. So
Nice.
that'll be fun and easier. I guess we should talk about this now. This will probably be going up on both YouTube and on SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we get picked up by, like, a podcasting network, but I doubt it.
Go to MaximumFun.org.
No, don't do that. Actually, you should do that, though. The Adventure Zone's really good, and I recommend listening to it.
Check out some of the wonderful podcasts.
John Hodgkin's Court.
The Flop House.
Stop. The Stop House. Anyway, so that is about it for Lynn. So like I said,
Yeah.
these will go up on YouTube and SoundCloud. I don't know, maybe at some point we'll make a separate channel for these. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I will see you guys next time. Tal will not. It's kind of unfortunate.
Goodbye for now.
Yeah, I've got another thing to record today, so yeah. See you guys on the next, whatever you decide to listen to next.